Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Montreal, Canada for the start of Season 6 in Tier 1 here in 7th Gear Racing. Tonight in the commentary box, I am joined by Lions. Lions? Lions?
One day
How
we'll
are you
get it right in
tonight?
the open. One day.
One day I will get it right. That was like a joint, like, between Lions and Leons. It was like a mashup between the
A
two.
mashup for both.
Anyway, enough of my tomfoolery. How are you? How are you doing? You okay?
I'm brilliant. I'm excited for a start of another great season, and I don't think there's any better track that we can start off. It's such a perfect track as Canada. You got fast-paced track, technical corners, good mix.
I don't think I could disagree with that statement. Obviously, new season means new teams for the drivers. I'm sure you'll see that as the hour goes on. So before we get to qualifying, obviously, I don't think Kieran's right out yet, but Kieran is your reigning champion. If you missed it, make sure you go and watch it. We are on the YouTubes, of course. Just search 7th Gear Racing. You'll be able to find it nice and easy. So Kieran is now a two-time champion, a Tier 1, two-time champion, I should say. But this year, Leon's did it again. Who's wants to watch out for this year, do you think?
I don't know. I mean, you've got a good mix. You know, it was a two-horse race at the second half of the last season with Kieran and Alros, but you did see flashes of brilliance from Vegeta and HSO Rain. Rain just with some brilliant, almost outstanding qualifying pace, and Vegeta all the same, but mixed with some brilliant racecraft. I think it's gonna be tight. I think obviously Kieran can hold on to it. You know, we've seen some brilliant stuff from him. He's consistent, and that consistency is key in the league like this. Alrox as well. He's got that brilliant race pace. So I think it's going to be a tight one going into the last part of the season. I think it's going to be a four-horse race, maybe, let's say, into the last few races between Kieran, Alros, Vegeta, and Rain.
And we have our first controversial moment of the season as David Nkuba has been disqualified coming out of the pits.
I can feel it. How do you?
I think he must have stopped in the pit lane exit, waiting for a car to go by, and the game just disqualifies you, unfortunately.
Oh, it's tough.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's Origin Finn. So yeah, I would definitely agree with what you say there. I think Rain definitely needs to sort out his kind of not racecraft, but definitely he needs a bit more luck in the races. Someone like Aurelian as well. We won't talk about it because otherwise it will happen. Aros we know Aros we know is an extremely consistent driver. You know, he has finished in the points 19 races in a row, and considering we have 12 rounds in the season, that's almost 2 seasons he's gone without the DNF. Top quality stuff from Aros.
That's insane. This is his 50th race start as well in the 7th Racing League.
It is. Also, obviously, look out for Elite Risk, someone who had strong one-lap pace last year, couldn't quite convert it into race pace. So another one to watch out for as Rain sets a 109.6 on the mediums. There it is, folks.
It's like Baku, or the finale of last season. He put on a brilliant lap on the mediums. What can he do on the softs?
Yeah, Aurelian Mano's a fast driver, has only managed to go, well, 2 tenths faster on the faster tyres. Now, as with Tier 2 last week, we know that even without Rain, it is more than likely to be a 2-spot race. Obviously, Lions, you got it right. You raced last week in the Tier 2 finale. Any tips for the Tier 1 drivers tonight?
Yeah, it's going to sound very, very basic, but it's crucial when it comes to Canada. Avoid the walls. Now, obviously, that's your bread and butter of any racetrack, but, you know, those corners, especially towards the end, the Wall of Champions, I believe it has been termed, but you're coming at that corner, that last chicane can make or break your lap. But you need to keep the pace through that corner. You need to keep the car nice and balanced to keep your lap in check, but you're flooring it at the wall almost full throttle. And as well, the opening chicane as well, you're still going at that wall full speed. It's very hard to keep the car in check while getting a good corner and maintaining your lap time.
That's right, a circuit with only 14 corners, but probably 14 of the most important corners on the calendar, because you get one corner wrong and your lap's done, your race is done. Oh, and look at that. Kieran goes second. Another mention to Kieran is that he's actually taken traction control off. And if he has, that is a bloody good lap.
That was a spectacular lap.
Obviously, we don't know how much practice these guys can get in. If he's had a lot of practice, then fair enough. But taking assists off, like mid-game cycle, is no easy feat because you're used to the driving and how you just handle the car. You take an assist off, and it dramatically alters how the car feels, and you have to adjust your driving style to match what the new age you've got on or off. So that is a bloody good lap to start for Kieran.
Especially Canada. Canada wouldn't be just for practice and with traction control off. Canada would not be ideal. You got a lot of stop and start corners, especially that hairpin. So you have to be very gentle controlling the throttle. I think that's a brilliant lap from Kieran if it's his first race off the traction control.
Yep, only the second person inside the 108s as Origin Finn across the line, or 110.4. Good to see that Jake improved on his lap, 131 down to 109.8. Good improvement there from Jake. Anyone else on the fast lap? I don't think those two are. You've got Vegeta on the out lap. And we forgot to mention Phantom as well. He has shown a lot of pace as well during the race. He's also one to look out for. He doesn't seem to have the ultimate one lap pace, but he has very good race pace and racecraft and kind of almost, I want to say race intelligence, if you like.
He does, yeah. That's an unspoken thing. Race intelligence is a brilliant term to call it, I guess. Just your knowledge of the track and how you should carry the car through corners. You can see a lot of that in his racing style. He does take on the corners very gently, and almost there's a precision to it. And race intelligence, I couldn't think of a better term for it. That's crucial for Phantom.
Yep. Just about to start his fast lap, of course. Is Rain on the second lap already? No, he's just started. How's Vegeta getting on? He is part way into the lap. We'll ride on Vegeta for now, shall we? In the Williams for this season. What was he in last? I can't remember. Was he for?
He was in the Haas, I believe.
Yes, he was in the Haas. That is correct.
Out of the frying pan into the fire. If the cars are unequal.
Yep. Here we go then. Approaching the final chicane. How close will he get to Wall of Champions? Oh, that looked like a slow one to me. I don't know about you, Lions, but that looked a bit slow to me.
It looked a bit slow, but it was just as I don't know. It's
109.8.
I'd say my strategy anyway for qualifying last week was just get a time on the board, especially with
Phantom's done. Sorry, I'll say Phantom's gone off. He's ruined his lap.
That's a tough section as well. That last chicane. Track limits also very, very tough on a chicane-heavy track such as Canada, because again you're trying to keep that perfect line through the corners, but you try to get it too close, you're going to go over the curbs.
Yeah. It's very harsh on track limits. This one, almost as bad as Russia, some would say. And,
well, I mean, the curbs here, unlike Russia, the curbs in Russia would send you into the stratosphere. The curbs here are a bit more gentle. That
was very tight from Pack Bussy. A very good large chicane, and he does a 109.2. Good lap there from Pack Bussy. Another driver, just to quickly mention, is Firmsy. I believe this is now his third race in 7GR. He's shown a great lot. He's shown some good pace so far. So maybe we've got another contender for the crown in Firmsy. We'll have to see how he does tonight and how he starts the season.
I did actually want to mention that earlier on in qualifying. I saw him up there at the top time of a 108.8, and I was thinking to myself, like, he wasn't standing out for me last season. Obviously, he only did this as his third race. But that's a very strong lap. It's a decent bit clear from Kieran, so we'll see what he can do tonight, as you said.
Yep. Oh, there we go. Look, Rain onto the soft tyres immediately. A lot faster. 4/10 of a second. Obviously, we are racing on the Xbox. If you're on an Xbox, go on to time trial times, and HSR's Rain times won't be. I think he's in the top 10 for a lot of tracks. I'm sure a lot of you may have even nicked his time trial setup, so I wouldn't blame you if you did.
Might have to rub a few myself. You know.
Yeah.
I'm normally happy if I get in like the top 1,000, 2,000. So.
Yeah. So we definitely got a very competitive Tier 1 grid, I think, this year. I think we've probably also mentioned almost half the grid to look out for. So if that's the case, then we are in for a very good season.
I also like to point out Rain's lap there was done on 2-lap-old tyres. It wasn't even, so to speak, fresh set. So I don't know. There could be another 10th left in his car if he goes in a fresh set. But
Yeah.
he's 4 tenths clear of Firmsy. If I'm Rain, I'd sit back, have a cup of tea in between qualifying and the race.
Firmsy, that looked like a lovely chicane. Firmsy is about to cross the line. Will he improve on his time? He does! Oh, he goes faster. It is on. Rain has some competition for that pole position. 108.455. Two drivers, half a second clear of anyone. Oh.
I think Firmsy's looking to make a statement tonight and throw his hat in the championship ring.
Yeah. And see, look at Aros. Look at this Aros. We know how much a fast driver is. Currently down in top position. He's on the mediums at the moment. Well, look at that, 9th. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, as I said earlier, with it being a 2-stop race, I'm not too sure what the benefit of starting on the mediums would be, actually. Because correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously, if there's rain, then you obviously change tyres. But in a non-rain affected race, you're probably looking at a medium soft or a soft medium. Because of the shortness of the pit lane and how quick the tyres go off, it's not quite possible to do 2 stints on the soft tyres, which is why a lot of drivers do 3 runs on the softs.
It is a tough call, but I'd say mediums just because rain is. We obviously don't know the weather right now, but the rain is. It's quite common in Canada, more common than you'd think, and.
Yep.
I'd say medium. You're hoping for that kind of middle of the race kind of rain start. So mediums can be a good call, but we are seeing a lot of people start on softs. But that could just be not taking the time to look at weather. Because it sounds silly, but I have had plenty of races. I'm sure other people have had of starting races without looking at the weather, or starting qualifying without looking at the weather.
And look at that, Vegeta down in 13th position as well. He's invalidated his lap, so he won't be improving. His lap was a 109.2. So that would actually have put him up into 6th position. But he invalidated it, so he'll have to go again.
Fortunate, yeah.
Safe Martha. 14th or 110.0 at the moment. Fair Lucy, what kind of time can he do? He was boasting how fast he was in the lobby earlier. And he does a 111.4.
Not blisteringly quick, but
let me just try and quote you what he said in the Discord channel. Bear with me. It says, "Fam, this game is a rip-off. I set a 108.5 on the leaderboard. Shows a 0.7. So he reckons.
And he spins.
Yeah. So a 108.5.
Your commentary curse knows no bounds.
So
yeah, warm up the tires there.
If he set a 108.5 on softs, then you'd think in times, I should say. So translating that into actual race pace, you're probably looking at. You always seem to add a second on from kind of time trial to, race lobby conditions. So a 109.5 would put him in the top 10. So no slouch by any means.
He's also on the mediums as well, so I mean it's tough, especially a track like Canada. It's tough to get temperature in those tires and get the proper grip that you need out of them. So unless you just had a bad formation lap and didn't get the tires into the window that you needed, or it could have just been a bad lap. Like Canada is a tough lap to get perfect.
Rain has invalidated his lap, so is that his 3rd set of tires he's already burned out as well? So that could be it for Rain.
Could be crucial.
He's coming into the pits, so maybe he's gonna try one more. He's certainly got the time to try again, but has he got the tyres?
I think he might have one set left in the bank.
No one seems to be on the flying lap. I think John McGill has just started with his, so we'll ride on board with John McGill. John McGill, another driver I don't think he's quite got the race pace to be, or race speed, I should say, to be up there with the top. But he's as he
invalidated.
He's a driver that's another driver that doesn't get a lot of luck. And if he did get some luck thrown his way, then he could find himself in a title fight. You never know.
See, that's a massive thing with racing in general. Like, a lot of it is luck. If you're in the middle of the pack and somebody ahead of you just happens to crash, you could get wrapped up in that, and it could be no fault of your own, and that's your race over or ruined.
Yep. Of course, Canada, another track where penalties will come into play. And if you get a late safety car and you're sitting in 7th or 8th place and you've got no penalties, you can suddenly find yourself on the podium on a track like Canada.
Exactly, yeah. We've seen a lot of people invalidate their lap cutting it close to the chicane, so that's gonna add up in the race. That's gonna add up into time penalties, and people who can keep it surgical through their race can end up higher than they think.
Yeah, and we saw Tier 2 last week. You had like 6-second penalties, 9 seconds, 12 seconds.
Listen, it wasn't my best race. That's
I wasn't saying.
I also had 8 pit stops if you want to talk about it.
I mean, when you've got a rain-interrupted race where it looked like it was, I mean, me and Jake, it was very hard to judge how wet the track actually was. You had half the grid on dries, half the grid on intermediates. It was, we couldn't judge from the comms box anyway.
It was such a tough, because like the rain was coming down, and every straight or every opportunity I got, I was asking Jeff, like, is it time? Is it time? He's like, I don't know. So there was actually one of the safety cars. I was on my inters, and then I went back onto the mediums. It still wasn't dry enough, so I pit again under the same safety car to go back onto the inters.
Firmsy has invalidated his lap, so that could be him done as well. Rain has just started his last lap by the looks of it. What about Mr. Owen? He started his final lap. We've got Peck Bussy.
What's he? I think he's letting people by, is he?
Elite Risk is invalidated, so he won't be troubling the times. XRL Jacob, I think. There's a couple of races been alright so far. Jake up in 9th. I'm quite impressed with Jake's time, to be honest, because Jake was considering taking himself down into Tier 2 to give obviously the faster guys a bit more. But I tell you what, as he invalidates. Stop talking about drivers, Peter. Stop it.
Oh my god, Jake might not let you take your microphone away now for any future races.
I'll finish what I started. As he drops down to 10th.
Rain spins!
Oh.
That's his lap. That's his qualifying done.
Oh no. So, can Kieran take... as Owen goes 3rd. What about... Kieran's got no nose. Rain's got no nose. Kieran's got no nose. What is going on? It's a no-nose party. What about Aurelian? Can he Can he get into the 1/8s?
Please don't invalidate, or else your commentary curse.
I haven't even mentioned the curse for commentary. Aurelian.
Okay,
You're the one that brought it up, not me. I have no knowledge of any curse.
You've had it strike twice, and you mentioned Aurelian.
But he does. He makes it into the 108s. 108.7. A great lap there from Aurelian. What about Phantom then? He's invalidated, but he's up to the 9th. I'll tell you what, look, that Jake invalidation's actually worked out quite well, because he's currently sitting in 11th. Alros in 12th, he is on the mediums again.
4-lap old mediums, it's going to be tough to put lap in on them.
Yeah.
So obviously he has a strategy that he's sticking to. He wants to stick to his guns. To stick with P11. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit surprised from Alros. Thought he would have been a bit higher, but he is on the medium tyre, so
yeah.
And as we know, it is a marathon, not a sprint, so we'll see what happens in the race. But thought Alros would have been qualifying a bit higher.
Yeah, the gamble hasn't quite paid off on those mediums, but 11th is the place to be. But then again, he has now used both his set of mediums.
Bit of strain with Ramos, but we know what his race pace is like. That unreal charge in the last race in Baku was something different. So we'll see what Alros pulls off in the race to come.
Yeah, and obviously with everyone, with Alros qualifying the mediums, it does indicate that there won't be any rain at the start. at least. And according to the drivers, it's going to be a dry race as well.
We'll be in for an interesting one now. Hopefully, fewer broken wings, but tough circuit. Still, as we saw in qualifying, even the best of the boys were coming away with a bit of damage. So,
and you've got 10 seconds to do the qualifying rundown. Quick, go!
Firmsy, Rain, Owen, Aurelian, Kieran, Packbussy, Felix, Jacob, Bantam, Elite Res, Alros, Jake, Joel, J.R. McGill. I won't scroll again, no!
Oh, sorry. It's okay, you can go into race director and start again if you like.
Okay, well, just for the people who didn't quite get it at home, we'll go again.
I'll tell you what,
we have...
Go on.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I pressed race director and it very quickly, the game looked to put John McGill on hards, which was a strange decision.
Huh, interesting. Unless he thought of it for a sec when he's editing his strategy, but... So, sitting in pole, we have Firmsy. In P2, we have HSO Rain. 3, we have Owen. 4th, we have Aurelian. 5th, we have Kieran. 6th, we have Packbussy. 7th, we have Fierlucci. 8th, we have Esferal Jacob. 9th, we have Phantom. 10th, we have Elite Risks. 11th, we have Alros. 12th, we have Jake. 13th, we have Joel. 14th, we have J.R. McGill. 15th, we have Vegeta. 16th, we have F1 Safemaster. 17th, we have KZ. KZ, I was called KZ. I'm not going to even try to butcher that second name.
Babu!
Babao, Case. Origin Finn, Rhino, and David and Cuba.
Yeah. Vegeta in 15th was definitely one of the surprise qualifiers. Expecting to be a little bit higher than that. But, yeah, let's see what he can do during the race. And
it's also an interesting start.
I believe that is Firmsy's first pole as well. So congratulations to Firmsy.
Well, it was a dominant lap. It was very hard to beat. I think Rain just got a bit unlucky, just with a bit of damage at the end, but would have been extremely tough to beat that lap. But as I was saying, it's a bit of a weird start to the lap on Canada as well, especially for a race, because you have almost no straight into that first corner. You're automatically turning, so you have no room to. If you're in P2, you have so little room to get up beside P1 and try to go for an early move. So it should be interesting to see what Rain can do here on the start.
Yeah, I think we're in for a good race, and as I mentioned last week in the Tier 2 race, obviously we got 3 DRS zones, but the last chicane is so hard to overtake. You cannot go into that last chicane side by side. It's very tight.
Well, you can and just hope the second guy backs out of it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, when have you ever known a racer to back out?
Depends, unintentionally or unintentionally,
Yeah.
But as you're saying, yeah, you've still got, it's a right left-hander, but it's the pace that you're coming in at. It's very hard to get a proper clean overtake done on it. But you never know. It's not unheard of, but it is risky under a race situation.
Yeah. We're definitely in for a good race. Top 2 separated by 0.038.
Insane.
Yeah. Alright then. Time for the formation lap. Hopefully everyone was ready. That seemed like a bit of a quick one.
We have interesting tyre mixes as well. Alros, Jake, Joel, Vegeta, and Rhino on the mediums, and then David and Kuba on the hards at the very back.
Interesting indeed. Maybe going for the one stop then for David and Kuba. Oh, and nope. Fierlucci obviously
Not
looks
moving
like he
off
wasn't ready.
the grid start. Even it just shows how fast the Canada track can be. Even the formation lap looks like breakneck speed.
Yeah.
So what's your opinions on Canada? Like to race it or not your favourite?
I said this last week, but I like the track, but I'm crap at it. If I'm being honest, it's like Monaco. I like to drive it, but for some reason I just have no pace around this track. It's one of my worst tracks to race at. I am never anywhere near the pace. I'm always outside the top 10 no matter where I race. What about yourself?
I don't mind it. It's an enjoyable lap, but it'd be frustrating sometimes with the chicanes and the track limits. But
I think obviously in the league race as well, you're always watching out for those. What a lot of impairs the speed is. I always try to watch the track limits. So I think a lot of my time is just I lose half a second a lap just because I'm trying not to cut the corners. You know, for hope that it might gain me some places later in the race.
Get you to get a time on the board.
Yeah. Here we go then. The drivers are lined up on the grid. 3 drivers being a bit naughty on the formation lap. Their penalty is cold tyres for the start. As we start the light sequence, we have 3 lights, 4, 5, and we are go for season 6. That was a long one, wasn't it? Right, a decent start for the front 3. Oh, Owens, look at Owen. He's rocketed from the start. What a fantastic start. How did he do that?
Rain not allowing a lot of room for him, and Firmsy not a great start dropping down 2 positions, but Rain and Owen going wheel to wheel into the first chicane.
Oh.
HSO Rain just manages to stay ahead.
Yep, I was going to say, Fear Loose has gone down 10 places as well. He's had a bad start. Rain back up into the lead though. Elite Risks up 3 places. Joel is up 3 places.
Owen losing a bit of traction, and Firmsy was about to get back up to P2 after owning the great release that he wanted from that chicane. He's right on the back of Rain.
Yep, Owen back down into his grid position then. It looks like he's been a bit feisty. He's looking up. He's looking for that gap into the hairpin. Thinks against
not quite brave enough for it.
Oh, and Niggerulian is out in the Aston Martin a bit on the late on the brakes. Testing Kieran's resolve. Kieran, of course, you have to wonder how many laps he's done with that no traction control with heavy fuel as well. It's a very different feeling with heavy fuel.
Rain's starting to form a pretty mega gap already.
He is, look at that, he's got 8 attempts in 1 lap. I bet by the end of this lap he'll be out of the DRS zone if he keeps this up.
And we already have our first penalty. Finn already racking up a time penalty, just trying to get too close to those chicane corners.
I think Pack Bussy as well, and Phantom. Jesus, look at that.
And Phantom.
They're pouring in. But we've got a bit of a car safe master here, with a queue of safe master and John McGill as they go side by side. Oh, and there's contact. Don't think enough room is left there. An instant, and that safe master down into 19th, and Jake, it looked like Jake went into the pits. I missed that. So he's
Rain's already 1.3 seconds ahead.
Oh, look at that.
God.
Look at
that's
that
insane.
Indeed. That is some breakneck speed there from Rain. Can he keep it up? As a yellow flag, that is Safe Master still. I think he's had another off somewhere because he's now got no nose. Oh, what that is? This is not. And Safe Master.
I think he's given up. He's thrown in the towel.
He's stopped. He's going.
Oh,
He's stopped.
Is he?
Is
fiddling with the brake or the
please
accelerator?
Please don't do what I think you're doing. Safe Master.
Trying to get a safety car, is he?
He's got a VSC.
I don't. Was he trying to cause the safety car there? I don't know.
He's doing it wrong. He's doing it wrong if that's what he's trying. As oh my god, we've missed an instant because of that. We've got Kieran Arulian in the pits. Looks like some contact there between the two, possibly. They are now.
Tough luck for Kieran.
Yeah. Kieran and Aurelian both on the mediums now. Rain back out at the top. Almost 1.7 seconds the gap.
Owen not letting Firmsy get too far ahead of him at all.
No, Owen will have the DRS here as well, and let's have a quick look. How close will Owen get? Will he have a stab going into the chicane?
He's looking for it. He doesn't quite have the room. Brilliant defending from Firmsy there, making his car as wide as possible.
I think Owen knew he had to be a little bit closer if he wanted to go, and he's a little bit closer this time. He goes for the outside. Great racing from these two.
Can he try it? Is he going to go for the switchback and send around the outside again?
Firmsy firmly closing the door as Rhino is into the wall. Is it the Wall of Champions? It is. Rhino claimed the Rhino is not running anymore.
The Rhino ran into a wall that he could not beat.
He did. And we have our safety car. So Safe Master has his wish. Although he's already been lapped now.
He has pitted, yeah.
He's been lapped. So unfortunately his earlier shenanigans don't think they've actually quite paid off, because unless those people come in front of him, then I think that's him pretty much done, unfortunately, in terms of that time. But Rain will be a bit disappointed. He's going to have to do that gap all over again.
That's it. What a dominant start from Rain, though. Like, that's insane. Like, the gap he had on lap 2 was crazy. And I think that's, like, for me, it's hard to see that change. Like, he's just...
And Rain, Firmsy and Owen all into the pits. A very early stop for the leaders then.
Do they have fresh softs in the bank?
They don't. So it looks like they're going to have to do... Well, they have a safety car, so let's call it 30 laps. So they're going to have to do 15 laps, really, on each of these medium stints. Bold strategy, as now we've got... Well, I was saying that Rain has come out in 5th position, directly behind Vegeta.
Vegeta and Alros as well, so Rain might have a bit of competition getting back into position here.
Yeah.
But still, that opening from Rain was nothing short of insane. Like, just off the line, he was right ahead of Firmsy, and then his racecraft against Firmsy and Owen just stay out of contact and get ahead and then build that gap was just nothing short of spectacular.
Alright then, so your lead at the moment is Pack Bussy. And I tell you what, if you had told me on the start of lap 5 that Pack Bussy, Joel and Aros would be your 1, 2 and 3, I would have called you a crazy person. No disrespect to those three, but after qualifying, I don't think anyone could have guessed that one.
Is it a bit of a gamble for Pack Bussy to stay on the softs in their safety car, or could everybody behind him on the mediums?
Well,
I think
it's a gamble for sure, but I mean, he's thinking that surely 4 laps is too early to pit. And just a quick shout out to David and Cooper actually. Didn't get a run in qualifying because he got disqualified trying to get out of the pits, letting people through. And he's up there in P6. So,
really, he's on the hard as well. He can sail for a lot more longer.
He is, yeah. A few more safety cars, and that strategy will be paying off. The one stop. And of course, he is the car between Rain and Firmsy. So hopefully, we might actually get to see Rain do some overtaking. He's got 4 fast cars in front of him. But what can he do about it?
He's going to have that competition of Vegeta, Alros and Joel, but they are on, I know it's not much of a difference, but they are on older mediums, so that was definitely going to go in Rain's advantage.
And just for some more luck on the Safe Master side, he's only behind 1 car now. So Pack Bussy is between him and a clear track, but unfortunately I don't think he's going to get it. Born in the chat, Joel P2, that can't be right. I know. Don't fix your screen just yet, Vaughn. I believe the standings are correct, as you see them. Oh god.
Also, I'd like to mention, while we have a safety car, you did, for a brief second in qualifying, while your commentary curse wasn't in effect, you did mention Aurelian's name, and he did end up having contact. So...
Yeah. Alright, bear with me 2 seconds. I need to do some to do some modding in the Twitch chat. 'Cause it seems someone's been an idiot.
No worries.
You can still talk there. It's fine. Oh, the safety
Yes,
car. The safety car. Oh, sorry. The safety car's come in. My apologies. I'll.
Safety car is coming in. Yeah, so we are about to have a start here. Pack Bussy is taking back in the pack up as much as he can. Is he going to take it flat in the corner? Still. Oh yeah, he's back on the accelerator.
Thank you, Fresh. Right then.
Safe Master trying to race him off the start.
Yeah, he's gone. The thing is with Safe Master, he will be ghosting. So if he's got more pace than Pack Bussy, he better get through. But obviously there's no blue flags when the cars are ghosting. But Pack Bussy, look at that. He's actually pulled out by a second on Joel. Those soft tyres coming in clutch for the restart. Rain is up to 4.
How long is that going to last? Though? He does have more traction. He does have more traction with the softs, but is that going to last long? It's not a sustainable strategy, I think.
I believe Aros, let me just double check, I believe Aros qualified in, was it 11th he qualified in the end?
It was 11th, yes.
Yep, there you go, Aros finished in 11th.
Oh, Kieran with the time penalty.
3 seconds. So Kieran down there in 9th position at the moment. Yeah. So...
Not an ideal race for him, but...
it's
only the first race
in
of the season.
Is he losing a few places that could have got a bit out of shape there? But Pack Bussy is your lead then, 1.3 seconds ahead of Joe, 1.4 now, who is coming under attack from Alros in P3, who is himself coming under attack from Rain. And Rain, look at the overspeed from Rain.
Rain is not wasting any time.
Oh, look at that speed from Rain. That was sublime. He's got those medium tyres up and running. As we've got another safety car.
Another safety car. Was
I
it
believe
the Wall of Champions?
Origin Finn.
Finn.
Looks like he's had an accident somewhere. But
it's on the pit straight. It's a weird place to.
But I think this time it looks like Safe Master has lucked in because he was ahead of Pack Bussy when the safety car came out. So he will be able to rejoin at the back of the grid.
Right, now if you're Pack Bussy, you're on 7-lap all starts, you have Rain chasing up the... Actually, I just noticed Rain and Pack Bussy are the same team. This could be a brilliant result for AlphaTauri if Pack Bussy manages to keep his race result in check.
Definitely, 100%. Constructors isn't something that we harp on about a lot, but it is there. We do add it up. Last year, I believe it was Red Bull that won it, wasn't it? Under the stewardship of Alros.
Alros and Joel, if I'm not mistaken.
It was indeed. Oh, and Safe Master's behind Pack Bussy. Oh, there you go. Pack Bussy into the pits.
Pack Bussy gone in.
So, in a way, that safety car is almost perfect for him, really. You can get rid of those softs from a set of mediums, but that does promote Rain up into 2nd position. So, the early pit stop has worked out really well.
And as well, just on that restart, first safety car restart, Joel was struggling with the attack from Alros behind, so I don't think Rain is going to have any issue getting past Joel in this restart here, especially with Rain having the fresher tyres.
Ooh, I thought the safety car was about to clatter Safe Master into the wall there. That was a bit too close for comfort. Yeah, I was like, safety car takes out Safe Master. As Arun in the pits, is that his 2nd pit of the day? Yeah, Arun
I believe so. He did take damage earlier after your curse.
A Phantom up there in 9th. He's already had 2 stops. John McGill and Phil Lucy have also joined him on 2 stops. So, yeah, and now look at that. The whole field, bar 2, is now on the medium tyres.
Interesting strategy from J.R. McGill going on the hards. Probably hoping for that. We're going to go for a long stint in the hards and hop on the softs at the end. Do you reckon?
Possibly, but I think we've got at least one more safety car in us. You know.
Just one? That's optimistic.
At least one. Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be wondering how Safe Master could really luck in here actually, because if he manages to, obviously the safety car is going to be out for one more lap. If he can catch the pack right before the safety car comes in, his tyres are going to be red hot compared to everyone else's tyres, which will be stone cold.
Exactly. Actually, I noticed as well, just with last week's race, I know it's tier 2 compared to tier 1, but the safety cars seem to have a chain reaction effect on Canada because with such a tight track with the fast corners, as I mentioned, everybody's dying to get that brilliant restart that they're hoping for. And then, especially coming down that back straight into that high-speed chicane, mistakes are very easily made. So the safety car restarts can lead to another safety car if people try to get too greedy on the restarts.
Yeah. We already talked before about the walls and how tight this track is. But we've seen Rain already pick up positions. We did wonder if he could get through the field, and he did very quickly, in fact. And it'll be interesting to see how long it takes. Will it be okay? If you're a betting man, do you think he'll be ahead of Joel within one lap?
He just tried to overtake him there under safety car. Just as you were saying it. I don't think. It doesn't take a gambling man to say that Rain is going to waste no time getting past Joel. I think he'll pass him in under 2 laps after the restart.
Yeah. And Joel is no slouch either. He's a very capable driver.
That's not saying anything on Joel, but Rain we've seen his race pace combined with just his qualifying. He is the better driver in this situation, so you just have to go with Rain here.
Yeah, and of course, something we haven't mentioned yet is that for the first time, we have now opened, because we've been growing as a league, we are now opening a tier 3, and as I say that, the safety car's coming in, and look at the back of that pack, SafeMaster is just coming up to it.
Just at the back.
Look at that luck. Well, we'll have to see if his result stands, depending on what the stewards say. But then,
here we go.
What will Joel do? So it looks like he'll be first into the first corner at least. As we see some
we have a collision at the back.
John McGill and
a bit of contact.
Ooh, look at that.
Rain getting very close, testing the limits.
He is. He's got to stay patient. He's got the fresher tyres. Joel yet to pit, of course. You can just see the speed that Rain has.
Wheel around that chicane.
Oh, look at that nose to tail.
Oh, I think it's all over but the shouting here for Joel if the ERS is on. Is he a bit too far back? I don't know. I think Joel's doing a good job of defending, making his car wide. But
no
his back
DRS.
straight is
Oh,
going to be
look
crucial.
at that. It's again Rain getting very close. Will he make a move
Rain
up the
is getting
hairpin?
very aggressive. He's going to
Look at
lay
that,
on the
up
brakes.
inside, wasting no time. Rain back up into the first. Great driving from these two as Rain retakes the lead of the Grand Prix. Firmsy up there in third position. No DRS, he won't be close enough.
Joel's not ready to give the position away yet, though.
Yeah.
He's alongside HSR Rain, running go wheel to wheel into the final chicane. Rain just manages to stay ahead.
Great driving, and look at that. And unfortunately, because the Joel's been compromised, Firmsy is now having a run at him. Firmsy now up into P2.
He's ahead.
As you were before the safety car came out then.
And it's that we have another bit of contact at the back, I believe.
Yeah, John McGill at the back, unfortunately, at this time, and SafeMaster manages to set the fastest lap of the race on those mediums. I can't imagine that will last too long as soon as Rain gets back. And I'll tell you what, haven't you seen Rain? He's got to be careful because that looked like a corner extension to me.
It did. I was just thinking that myself. He is starting to get a bit close on those corners.
And I believe
there. He is under threat from Firmsy.
It looks like Owen has had a trip into the wall or has spin because he's gone right down the pack now.
Unfortunate for Owen, he was in position for a brilliant race finish.
Oh, as he goes, he's gone past SafeMaster.
3-second time penalty.
He's had his own little incident. So that's 2 nights in a row. No luck for Owen. If you join us for the esports, you would have seen Owen last night having a very good race, and unfortunately disconnected from the lobby. And tonight, it seems that unfortunately he's at the back of the pack at the moment after what looked like a spin. And
just watching Rain,
Joel into the pits. I wonder if he's got damage because I don't think he would have come in otherwise. I'll take a quick look into the pits as he does, and yeah, a new nose for Joel, so some contact somewhere, unfortunately for him.
I think he might have got a bit close to the back of Rain on that overtake attempt going into the chicane.
Shout out to Elite Risk as well, up there in third position. Almost doing a reverse Elite Risk. Elite Risk usually is very good at qualifying and then goes down a bit in the race. This time he started in 10th and he's now worked his way up into P3. So good stuff there from Elite Risk. And also Vegeta yet to stop up into P4. He's on 12 lap old mediums, or 13 lap old mediums, I should say. Doing very well after a disappointing qualifying. But he has got Phantom right behind him. DRS is now enabled. But,
Rain coming very, very close on those corners. He needs to be careful. He is developing that gap from Firmsy, but it's not a big enough gap to obviously take that 3-second time penalty.
Then.
So
Phantom gets past Vegeta for P4. So McLaren's now running P3 and 4.
P3 and 4, brilliant team results so far from McLaren.
Yep. And with the speed that we know Phantom's got, it wouldn't surprise me if he caught Elite Risk up. Pretty fast. Got a mixed grid here at the moment. You've got Aroth down 8th, you've got Aurelian 9th. Defending champion Kieran looks like he's, oh no, a nose change for him. So Kieran having a horrid start to his title defence down there in the 17th position. He's putting a fresh set of softs, which means he'll be in at least once more before the end of the race. Praying for a safety car, I imagine, Mr. Kieran will be.
Bit of a shake-up that we've seen. Our two new entrants, Firmsy and Rain, leading the race right now, and our two championship leaders from last season not doing as well as they'd want to.
Oh, excuse me, I was in the middle of a massive yawn there. It's what happens when you work 30 nowadays. So yeah, Rain looking very impressive out front. Almost 2 seconds the gap to Firmsy as it stands.
A snap of oversteer there from Rain. Nearly made contact with the wall.
And Phantom, look at that. Phantom setting the fastest lap of the race. So he has got some speed in him. And I believe he took 7/10 out of Elite Risk on that last lap alone. As Vegeta is into the pits. That might not be scheduled, but if it's not, he's
Elite Risk has gone around.
Oh no! Oh, he's lost his nose as well.
Lost his entire front wing. That is not great. I was only about to mention, we don't see team-to-team racing very often in the league. Now, what would have been Phantom and Elite race? What would their race been played out like? But that answers that question, I suppose.
Yep, that promotes
Lucky
Phantom
from Elite Risks.
Promotes Phantom onto the podium then. Close back on the track at the moment, we can see is Packbusty currently closing in on XRL Jacob. Will he have a go into the chicane? He's certainly close enough. He's got the overspeed, he's got the inside line, and an easy pass. Jacob not putting up much of a fight there, as Packbusty gets the double bubble in the DRS. As look, I'll tell you what, Owen back up into P7.
Yeah, he's making a good chart from the back. That race pace starting to really show from there.
It was only a couple of laps ago he mentioned he was having a second day in a row having a bit of bad luck, and look at that, back up into P7. So great recovery in these past couple of laps as Elite Risk makes his way out of the pits onto softs. So, and that'll be another driver will be pitting towards the end. Kay's there as well. He'll be pitting as well. As he comes out, the pit comes out right next to his teammate coming out of the pits as they almost touch. As Kieran sets a very
fast lap.
So Kieran showing some real pace then. But he's got a lot of ground to make up if he wants to get into the points. He'll be praying for a safety car. Not just yet though, probably in another 5 to 10 laps I think it would be perfect for him. To get him back up to the
Just
pack.
notice as well, Firmsy has picked up the time penalty, so this is playing more into Rain's favour. But Rain's still cutting it very close to the corner, so I would not be surprised to see Rain pick up a penalty.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, and Jacob and Packbusty still going at it into turn 1.
I think Rain might have picked up a bit of end plate damage there. He did make contact with the wall. I'm not sure if it was the tyre or the front wing though.
And he's definitely got his 3 seconds though. And is that not damage? The Alpha Tower is very hard to see. It looks like he's still got both end plates visually, but unfortunately, as we've said many times over the past couple of weeks and months, it's very hard to see any kind of cosmetic damage on these cars this year.
I think the car is running wider out of the corners now.
It is. Well, he had lost 2 temps to Firmsy, but the gap's gone. Well, it had gone back up to 1.7. So we'll have a look for this final chicane because I think this will be where Rain loses some time if he does. Let's keep a close eye on that gap.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes very close to the wall there.
But he has to have damage. It's not that the car's running too wide for him not to have damage.
I mean, he's still going bloody fast. He's still pulled out 210.
He's got used to him fast, but he's taking corners a bit slower, and he is running a bit wide. It's a tough situation to call, but he's still staying ahead of Firmsy though, and that gap is staying consistent.
Yeah, Pack Bussy in the pit stops then. Another new nose cone, the order of the day. As Owen up into P6 now. He keeps climbing that order. So we've got an Alfa Romeo, P5 and P6
Alvaros
at the
is
moment.
in brilliant position as well. His tyres aren't too old and no penalties, crucially.
And he started on the mediums, and he's on his second set of mediums now. So he will want to take these mediums to a window where he can get the softs to work for one stint at the end of the race.
I think Alvaros's strategy here just be keep it clean, don't push too hard, let the people ahead of you make the mistakes. You're on the fresher tires, just let the tires do the work, just let it naturally catch up.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, that's you.
I hope I didn't blow anyone's earbuds there. Oh, and look at Jacob. Look at the speed of Jacob.
Hopefully nobody has the full volume. Jacob roaring past Alvaros there.
Yeah, but look like
Alvaros is not letting him have the
speed.
position.
They're going to go side by side to turn one. Looks like Owen's having a bit of it. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide. But no, Owen takes Alvaros as well. What a move by Owen.
The two Alfa Romeos tearing apart the Ferrari.
Yep. And I think that was your turn to curse the driver. As you were saying, Alvaros has done well. And in 2 corners later, he's lost 2 positions in 2 corners.
He lost 2 positions in less than a minute.
And look
since
at that,
Osaka.
Owen. It looks like Jacob has let Owen pass as up into P4. He goes.
That's some teamwork you love to see.
That is definitely, he's timed it just right. But will Jacob now come back under attack from Alvaros? Not on this particular one.
I don't think it's a question, will he come under attack from Alvaros? I think, will he try to defend as hard as he would just to try to keep Alvaros away from Owen?
Excuse me, dear me. Right then, so Rain, so look at the gap at the top has come down. It's down to 1.3 seconds now. So the gap is definitely coming down. And is he lapping? Look at that, Kieran.
He's about to lap Kieran, yeah, as well. Just about to
Kieran's
mention
come
that.
in for another pit stop. I think that's what it is. And Kieran is almost lapped. When was the last time you saw a champion crowned and the next week he's getting lapped?
I was gonna say that's a real tone setter for the season, kind of out with the old in with the new, Rain about to lap Kieran almost. That's a real kind of sets the mood for the season. Hopefully not. Hopefully Kieran, it's only the first race this year of the season. Yeah, words. Only the first race of the season, so Kieran has plenty of time to strike back. But
that is correct. There is a long way to go. Rain, the game. You have to wonder if Firmsy's got a bit of damage as well, because his damage on this year's game slows the car down a hell of a lot. I tell you what, do me a favour, click on Race Director and have a look at Rain's last 5 laps and see how they compare. The tyres are obviously 15 laps old now, but
let's see.
You have to wonder if his wing damage has actually caused any kind of lap, because the gap's back up to 1.8 now, so yeah. Maybe Rain's made a bit of mistakes somewhere.
They've kind of dropped off by around 0.4 a lap from where we suspected the damage. So it's tough to tell. But again, it might not be that significant if he's keeping the gap from Firmsy and the time penalties.
Yep. Jacob in the pits, another new nose. I think it's almost mandatory around here, isn't it? You come in the pits and you get a new nose.
Yeah, they have provisional extra noses for Canada.
Yeah.
For how close you're against the walls.
So yeah, Firmsy. Oh God, I've got to stop yawning. It's so unprofessional. Firmsy, the gap.
I think you need to go to bed.
I think I will be as soon as this race is over. The gap is up to 2 seconds now. So either Rain has learnt to live with his damage, or Firmsy's also got damage and is suffering. But both drivers, you would think, would be coming in any lap now, as Firmsy does.
And Firmsy jumps into the pits there.
I was about to say, because they started in the softs, they pitted, the tyres are 15, 17 laps old, so now he's got a nice 13, 14 lap stint to the end on those mediums. He's got a nice window, he won't come out behind too many cars, I don't think, and hopefully he'll be able to get a bit of an undercut on Rain. I imagine we'll pit this lap now.
Has to. I don't think he can leave any longer. Firmsy, as you said, hasn't got a lot of cars in between him and Rain, so I think it's crucial for Rain to pit as soon as possible.
Yeah, Firmsy out in P4 then. And he's got 2.5 seconds before he reaches the next car, which is Alros. And Alros, of course, will be going for another 5 or 6 laps to get himself onto those softs. Yeah. So Firmsy will hit a bit of traffic. And I'll tell you what, if Rain's not careful, he will actually come out probably right next to Alros. So this could be very interesting this lap, as Rain does
Rain stays out.
He stays out.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Indeed. What about Phantom? Phantom into the pits. So he's getting rid of those tyres. Owen up with the P5. He is coming under attack from Elite Risk, but Elite Risk, of course, will have to stop again as Alros pits. That is a bit early than that.
That was a strange one. Fresh mediums, or is he going to go for a very dangerous... Oh, he's going for the sauce.
Yeah, sauce, because you remember he started in the mediums, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. That's a risk.
Yeah, I don't think softs can go that quick as Safe Master. His eventful race comes to an end. It looks like he has... Safety car!
That's perfect for Rain.
It is perfect for Rain. That is worth it, and that is a odd place to retire there for Safe Master, but there you go. Jake into the pits, the first lucky person into the pits. And yeah, Rain really lucked in there. Free pit stop. So Firmsy's undercut strategy won't work. And I'll tell you what, this actually has probably worked out quite well for Alros, because he's now got going to have 3 slow laps behind the safety car. So he's going to save some of those tyres. Really,
going to save some tyres, and he has no time penalty, so he's going to cut down that gap from the boys with the time penalty.
Rain as well, onto the softs. A scrub set of softs for Rain then. That is
very strange call.
It is.
I'd say just as we mentioned, like there's going to be a few slow laps behind the safety car. I'd say he's banking on that now with those softs.
Yep, as Elite Risk pits again, so almost perfect for him as well. Let's see what tyres he goes for. Mediums for Elite Risk, obviously run out of softs for now. Pat Bussey, set of softs for him. Vegeta's in the pits, obviously wants to get rid of those hards. He goes with the set of mediums. Jacob, set of softs. So we've got different strategies here at the end of the race, which is definitely things you like to see. And at the moment, John McGill currently has the older set of tyres, which are 3 laps old. So most drivers are on a fresh set. Of course, unfortunately, the game can't tell us if they've had a qualifying lap done or not, but we know most of these drivers did do 3 runs on these softs. So,
no,
Alros.
There goes Alros' advantage under safety car of all things as well.
Safety car. Oh, Alros, what are you doing, my friend?
That's tough.
Did you know, actually, can you have a look at Firmsy's pit stop time and see if he had a new wing or not? It usually tells you. Actually, do you know what, I can look as well. We're in the safety car, so it doesn't really matter, does it? Right, pit stops. Let's have a look. Let's go down. Look at all those front wings. So, where is...
The 2.5. No, that's doesn't look like a pit stop.
Who am I looking for?
Or a damager.
No, so medium to... Hang on, medium to mediums, yeah. At 21, yeah. So no wing change then for Firmsy.
Rain as well, no wing change either.
No. That is He must have
It
not
could
had
have
any
just been the
damage.
old mediums. You know, you do lose a lot of grip very quick, especially when the tires get old. So
Yeah, definitely. Okay then. Oh, okay then.
but
Right.
that being said, if it's only minor damage, you can toggle on your MFD not to change the wing. So if they think the damage is manageable on the race, they could like, you know what, I can bring this car to the end. There's no point in me losing time.
Yeah.
I'll just stick with it.
But he did have that cushion under the safety car, of course, as well. So that extra 5 seconds or so might not have. He could have been all right. Oof. I'll tell you what, that gate had my eyes going. The gate looked like it was raining for a second there. So got my hopes up.
Would have been a lot very interesting last few laps.
Yeah, definitely. So top 10 at the moment. You've got Rain up there in third position. He's obviously he hasn't led from start to finish, but definitely a commanding race. I think this has definitely been Rain's most consistent race performance so far. Obviously, we know how quick he is, but he's yet to put a race together. Yet to win a race in 7GR, despite all his pole positions and fastest laps. So yeah, looking good for Rain thus far. Firmsy looking very impressive from P2. Phantom up in P3. He's had a good race, Phantom. Owen, P4, had a spin or two, but he's done well to get himself back up into contention. Aros P5, decent race from him. David and Kuba started last, of course, who wasn't able to set a qualifying lap time, so it's been a very good recovery job from him. Lee Risk P7, Pac Bussy P8, Vegeta P9, XRL Jacob in P10. We've got Aurelian in there in P11. K's P12, John McGill P13, Jake our Lord and Saviour in P14. Joel is, don't worry, he doesn't pay me to say that. Joel is P15, Kieran is down there in P16, and Theodosi currently bringing up the rear in P17. Oh, that's a spinner! That's Kieran. He's spun off under the safety car, and that is, I'll tell you what, that's got no traction control written all over it. Cold tyres.
Yeah, especially cold tyres. You're going to have a slow corner. It's tough.
And Rain has put in the comments, please no commentators curse. Shush. I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what
rain.
The safety car is in. And before the safety car comes in, should we sing our favourite Rain song? Rain, go away.
We actually, me and Kunich here, we have like voodoo dolls of all your cars.
Oh,
and,
okay.
We just any time that we're feeling race isn't going
exactly.
exactly.
John McGill was retired under the safety car. John McGill has somehow managed to DNF under the safety car. What has happened there?
It's on the straight as well. Did he
try
to go on the accelerator too hard?
Back to the race. Rain is he's underway and he's had a decent stop. Vegeta's having to pit under some kind of maybe he had to come together with John McGill. Either way, Rain has had a very good
with
start.
John McGill, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, Rain is he's got his fresh softs now, so he's gonna race away.
He's gonna fly to the end on those softs.
So close to those walls as well. It looks so impressive. I was about to say no one overtaken, but Elite Risk, it looks like he's done a move on David and Kuba.
And Rain's already got that gap up to 1.1 seconds.
Yeah.
Pure dominance from Rain.
That is the difference between the two tyres for you, right there. Firmsy looks like, if anything, he'll be coming under attack from Phantom.
Phantom does have a bit more life in his tyres, and his pace is looking strong. He's going to make a bid for that P2 anytime soon.
Yeah. Looking at the times, it looks like second to fifth is anybody's game as it stands. Aros keeping himself in there. We'll have a quick look at the penalties. Rain, Firmsy.
Everybody has.
Yeah, I know. But Rain and Firmsy on 3 seconds. Phantom currently sitting on 6. And then you've got
not ideal.
Owen and Aros both on 3 seconds. So apart from Phantom, it's Where's he even going?
I think we've had another DNF at the back
Yeah,
from one of our Mercedes.
I think I believe Kieran's had retired in the pits. I think he's had enough.
He's had enough.
I don't blame him, to be honest. That's
yeah, it's a tough race for him not to start that he's hoping to after coming off his championship. But now, as he said, plenty of time, so many more races to go, so plenty of opportunity for him yet.
Yeah. And definitely not a race to remember having your first attempt at traction control. So then, look at that. Rain's gap up to almost 2 seconds. It wouldn't surprise me to see that Rain sets the fastest lap on this time around. But he's got to be careful he doesn't get any more penalties. 7 laps remaining as he crosses the finishing line. No fastest lap. I'm surprised to see. But
I think he already got it just off the safety car.
Has he made a mistake? Because the gap has come down by half a second.
He might have taken it a bit slow through the final chicane, just trying to be careful with the penalties.
Gap's come down 7 tenths. There you go, Rain, penalty. There you go. Look, the 3 seconds.
Oh no!
We were just saying it, and
This
do
could
you know
change
what?
it all up.
He's got to have damage, surely. 8 tenths.
So look.
9 tenths he's lost. Can you see any damage?
Front wings,
Can't see
they look
any damage.
intact, but as we can't tell obviously.
Can't see it, but he's lost almost a second now. The Firmsy is a shark in the water, sniffing that blood a mile away. He can see
Barrage
it.
boards are looking intact as well.
Yeah. Looks like we've got the flag glitch. No, it's not. It's Fear Lucy. He's facing the wrong way. Right then.
What you want to do in a race, typically.
And Firmsy as well, coming under attack from Phantom. No DRS, there is DRS, but Phantom not able to close in on Firmsy on this occasion. But the top.
Sorry, what did Rain say about the commentary, Chris?
I have no idea what you're.
Nah, he didn't mention it at all. Nope.
Well, and I think Mr. Fresh in the comments is definitely trying his best to alleviate any
scrape
kind
the
of
wall.
curse. Again, the gap is down to 1 second now. So right now,
we need to shut our mouths.
okay, no speaking for the rest of the race.
I think Jake is going to be having a firm talking to us after this. No more commentating for us.
Yeah. So the gap down to 1 second. Of course, Rain now has that extra penalty, so he needs the gap. He needs that gap to increase by at least 2 seconds. Is the elusive win now out of the window for Rain? As
Firmsy now in DRS attack range.
Yeah, no DRS for Firmsy yet, not quite in the detection zone. He's got to try and face off Phantom, but here he comes. Will he make a move? No, he thinks against it, not quite close enough. And,
I saw there was carbon fibre flying there. I think Rain might have taken some. Did he take a bit of that extra damage? There was a bit of bodywork flying across the track there.
Yeah, you can see
He's
it now.
missing an end plate.
Yeah,
there is no
we
right
can
end
now
plate
actually
on Rain's car.
firmly see it. The end plate has gone. And what is he doing?
And Firmsy knows this. He's right all over the back of him.
Rain is.
And here it goes.
Look at
Firmsy
that.
takes a bid for that P1 and he wins.
I think Rain knows it's over. I think.
He's not ready to throw in the towel just yet.
No, not just yet. Look at that.
But he has to worry about Phantom now as well. He
Another
can't go too
collision and Rain
aggressive.
goes straight on. I think Phantom might have clipped him from behind. But look at this.
No, he got
getting
to fall
away.
down the order.
Rain close and Owen up into
He's
P2.
trying it. He's trying it. He's trying it. That's a tight squeeze.
Look at this. It does result Owen up into second position. Well, we didn't think that could happen a couple of laps ago, did we? When he was facing the wrong way round. And Aros up into P3. And Aros and Phantom going into the pit side by side. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Two cars going to the pit side by side. Both cars with wing damage, and that is now shaking up the front.
Spinning again on the first corner.
Oh, fear. Yeah, me. Right then. So,
Rain is not going to be happy with us.
No, the elusive win
No.
is still out of his reach, I'm afraid, Rain. It's Owen. It's another time penalty. So, could that be the end of... I'll tell you what, I'm not going to look at the penalties, we'll keep it a surprise at the end. But Owen could well be off the podium if he's not careful here.
That has to be heartbreaking for Rain though. He had a perfect race and just...
It is, but it's a typical Rain race though, isn't it? He looks so fast, but then one thing happens and it just
snowballs.
Yeah, such a shame. But as we said with Kieran earlier, this is only round 1 of 12. There is still at least 275 points up for grabs for wins anyway. But it looks like Firmsy in control at the front, 3 laps remaining. Looking for his...
I think if Rain drives like that for the rest of the season, he has no chance at still making a championship bid. Like that, it was pure dominance from him today. And just, he got a bit unlucky, so I don't think there was any mistakes on his part. It was just got a bit too close to the wall, so I'd say he'll come back strong.
100%. So Firmsy closing on his first win in 7GR in only, I believe it's his 3rd race, I believe. So another one to look out for, as we did mention earlier. Aros then closing right in on Owen then. He will have the DRS this time around, but even though he had the help from the safety car, you imagine those soft tyres.
Oh, Jake has spawned, Jake has gone around.
Oh dear. Oh dear, Jake. Well, he's still in the points for now, although he will have a red hot Rain right behind him. So better get a move on, Jake, if you want to keep that point.
It's looking like Alros fancies P2 as well. He is catching Owen, and time penalties wise, Owen is worse off.
I tell you what though, we know Alros only has 1 3-second penalty. If Firmsy has an extra penalty, then Alros could be on for the win here, you know.
Indeed, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he started P11, and he was definitely an outsider. But, yeah, and Phantom, oh, you don't say, has he spun, or has he just lost? Yeah, he's just lost 2 places in 1 corner to Phantom and Rain, who are still going at it.
Still duking it out.
And Phantom, that fastest up of the race, means that he'll get an extra point. That's if he stays in the points, of course, because the penalties go into it. But just a lap and a bit to go then. It's hotting up here. Elite Risk still hanging on there in full position. He's doing well, Elite Risk. Pack Bussy a little bit more behind. I don't think Pack Bussy's in contention for the win or a podium. He's a little bit far behind. So I think it's going to be down to these top 4 to decide. Oh, and Elite Risk! Elite Risk gets another penalty, so that is probably him out of contention for the win, as we have now started the 35th and last lap of the race. So,
I just got some strong penalties. David and Kuba with 15 seconds of time penalties. Not an ideal race for him.
Yeah.
Ferlucci nearly spinning again in front of Firmsy.
Yeah, right, let's just leave the penalties there. Let's believe all that's Vegeta DNF. Is that in the... Yeah, that's in the pits with Vegeta. Right then.
Probably just fed up.
Half a lap. This track can do that to you. Just 2 corners remaining then, as Owen is really, really close to Firmsy. Is he going to try and take this race on track? He might not keep it because of penalties, but will he try and get the race win
going for it? He's running out of the EGRS. He's going to have enough just to slingshot past.
He's closing. He has a little sniff.
He doesn't have the room. He's not going to be brave enough.
Is he going to get an exit? No, Firmsy covers it.
Not quite.
So then, Firmsy, in his 3rd race, going to cross the line in 1st. Will he keep it? He does! It does! Firmsy keeps a win. So congratulations to Firmsy, who wins on his 3rd race in 7GR, followed closely by Aros. Owen drops down to 3rd by 8/10 of a second to round off the podium. Elite Risk 4th. So, wow. Another eventful race here in Tier 1.
Yeah, I'd say eventful is one way to describe it. It was a real mashup, you know. Firmsy, he was there from the start. I think obviously qualifying P1, if I believe, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Qualified P1 and then finished as P1, so it was a brilliant lap from him. He had brilliant race pace. He stuck in behind HRSO Rain. He waited for the opportunity, and the opportunity was there. And a brilliant charge from Alros starting P11 up to P2. That just speaks volume to Alros's race pace.
I think
and then Owen as well, staying consistent.
I think Alros definite shout for driver of the day, up 9 places. Lucy, 20-second penalty.
20-second time.
So,
just the cherry on top.
I think definitely a worthy opener to Season 6 here in 7GR. The game has also given driver of the day to Alros. I don't think we can disagree with that. I think a very solid race from Alros. As we see Firmsy on the podium, on the top step. He kept his win. He was the one, if anyone, that was going to challenge Rain today, and he kept it clean. Well done, Firmsy. Congratulations on your first win in 7GR.
Brilliant race.
Yeah. Oh, it's Adrian Newey. Look at that. Look at his hairline. Oh, poor guy. The one thing Cole must have got right is Adrian Newey's hairline. Right in. Okay, Mr. Lyons, I'll let you read off the finishing positions.
So, your winner for the first race of Season 6 is Firmsy, starting in P1, finishing in P1. Then your driver of the day, Alros, finishing in P2, starting in 11th. Brilliant charge. Then Owen, starting in P3, finishing in P3. Good consistency from Owen. Another contender for driver of the day, Elite Risk, starting in P10 and finishing in P4. Aurelian, P5. Pac Bussy, P6. Jake, P7. Joel, P8. Kays, P9. Phantom, P10. David and Kuba, P11. Jacob, P12. Rain, P13 after getting extremely unlucky after having a dominant race. Vegeta, P14. Fierlucci, P15. Kieran, P16 after not quite getting the season start that he was hoping for. J.R. McGill, P17. F1 Safemaster, P18. Origin Finn, P19. And Rhino, P20.
Yeah, well done. Just in time. So before we go then, a quick mention on something I almost... Oh, what's going on here?
Oh, back into qualifying?
And they got back into qualifying. What's happened here?
Let's run it back. Let's go again.
Okay.
Race
Good
2.
evening, everyone, and welcome to Montreal, Canada. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before.
No, I'm loading up again for a third.
Right, so I guess, well, thank you, Cody, for breaking my momentum there. So, as I was just saying, I was going to try and mention it earlier, but we got interrupted by all the mayhem. This year, we've introduced a tier 3, so we're now racing on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays now, all starting 8:30 UK time. Tomorrow is start of tier 2. I believe they're at Mexico, so join us tomorrow from 8:30. And of course, if you can't join then make sure you have us on Thursday for the first ever tier 3 race around Brazil, where myself myself and Lyons will be racing tier 2. I'm not too sure who's in the comms box tomorrow, but thanks for tuning. Any last words before we close off, Lyons?
Well, I think it was a good tone setter for the start of the season. You see the new boys coming in and throwing their hat in the ring, showing the Kieran and Alros and the other long-term boys that they're here to stay and they're here for a good race. So I think we're in for a good season. I think we're in for a very competitive season. It's not just going to be a 2-horse race. I think we're going to have a lot of people vying for the championship.
Excellent. Thank you for the final thoughts. And so we'll leave it there. Good night. See you tomorrow. Godspeed.